Welcome to the Containment Zone. Most anomalies have shape, most obey the rules of mass, matter, and motion. But some are gateways. Some are open wounds in the fabric of reality. SCP-354 is not a creature, it's not a machine. It's a pool. And that's the most dangerous thing about it. Because when something is still, when it doesn't move, you think it's safe. But 354 doesn't wait for you. It waits for something else. The first report came from northern Canada, an uninhabited patch of forest southeast of the Yukon border. Satellite imaging showed nothing. No seismic activity, no environmental irregularities, only a wide circular body of water, approximately 2.5 meters deep, 50 meters across. Blood red, still, odorless. Chemical analysis revealed no known biological signature. Not water, not blood, something else. And when the first containment team arrived, the pool rippled. Something stepped out. And that's when the Foundation realized this wasn't a natural formation. It was a door. Welcome to the Containment Zone. Most anomalies have shape. Most obey the rules of mass, matter, and motion. But some are gateways. Some are open wounds in the fabric of reality. SCP-354 is not a creature. It's not a machine. It's a pool. And that's the most dangerous thing about it. Because when something is still, when it doesn't move, you think it's safe. But 354 doesn't wait for you. It waits for something else. The first report came from northern Canada, an uninhabited patch of forest southeast of the Yukon border. Satellite imaging showed nothing. No seismic activity, no environmental irregularities. Only a wide circular body of water, approximately 2.5 meters deep, 50 meters across. Blood red, still, odorless. Chemical analysis revealed no known biological signature. Not water, not blood, something else. And when the first containment team arrived, the pool rippled. Something stepped out. And that's when the Foundation realized this wasn't a natural formation. It was a door. At a glance, SCP-354 appears shallow, still, contained. But that's a lie. Drone-based sonar mapping revealed no definable bottom. At 200 meters, the signal looped. At 500, the feed corrupted. And past 1,000, the drone stopped transmitting entirely. What returned wasn't the drone. It was a piece of it. Melted, reformed, fused with organic tissue that didn't match any known classification. No wreckage, no cause, just transformation. The pool is not made of water. Its composition defies chemistry. It doesn't reflect light correctly. It doesn't change temperature with the environment. And it's always red. Microscopic analysis of the liquid shows no cells, no plasma, no microbial life. But under electromagnetic scanning, it pulses rhythmically, like a heartbeat. The red pool is alive, not conscious, perhaps, but reactive. It responds to presence, to thought, to observation. On one occasion, a researcher working within visual range of the pool began to feel nauseous. He reported a sensation of vertigo, as if the horizon were pulling inward. When he looked down, the pool's surface began to bubble. He was removed immediately. The surface calmed, but a day later, something came through. A humanoid figure that perfectly resembled the researcher. Same clothes, same gait, same voice. But when asked to identify himself, the figure only smiled and said, "I'm what he would have become." Then it collapsed into ash. SCP-354 doesn't just produce life, it produces possibilities. It may not be a portal in the traditional sense. It may be something older, a point where realities touch, a fracture, a wound. And what bleeds through isn't just alien, it's symbolic. Each creature may represent a question we don't know how to ask, let alone answer, and the pool is still listening. Following the first 7 emergence events, Site-354 transitioned from observation to full military containment. Remote turrets, thermal sweep teams, emergency incineration grids. Because what came through the pool was getting worse. Entity 11 resembled a human torso fused with metallic limbs. Scuttling like a spider across the concrete, it screamed in multiple voices at once, some of which matched dead personnel. It took 15 minutes and over 700 rounds to neutralize. Entity 15 didn't walk, it floated. Its skin refracted light like a broken mirror. Security footage showed its reflection appear in glass surfaces before it emerged, as if its presence leaked before its body did. The reflection lingered for hours after the creature was destroyed. Entity 18 was made entirely of bone. No flesh, no organs, just a latticework of humanoid skeletons held together by some unknown force. It didn't attack. It knelt at the pool's edge, reached into the liquid, and pulled another one of itself out. Twice. The Foundation deployed its first orbital response drone. Orbital-class weaponry was authorized. The blast crater is still visible outside the current perimeter. Since then, over 30 unique entities have emerged, all different, all incompatible with known evolutionary logic. Some have been intelligent, some have been silent, some have spoken in dead languages, or languages that don't exist. One recited Foundation clearance codes perfectly. To this day, no explanation has been found. The danger is not just the creatures, it's what they suggest. That the pool is not just open, it's aware. It knows what frightens us, what tempts us, what resembles us. Enough to get too close. SCP-354's greatest weapon isn't what it releases. It's the question it plants in your mind. What's still waiting to come through? SCP-354 does not move. It doesn't roar. It doesn't pursue. But it does change people. Personnel assigned to Site-354 for extended durations begin to show symptoms: paranoia, vivid hallucinations of submerged shapes, nightmares involving drowning or being pulled from below, a recurring urge to approach the pool without orders. Even high-clearance observers report a growing sense of fixation. They begin to ask strange questions. What if it's not a threat? What if we're the ones keeping it angry? What if something's calling from the other side and we're ignoring it? None of these suggestions are supported by protocol, but they appear spontaneously across multiple departments, multiple languages, and always after direct exposure to the pool. One psychologist recorded a series of interviews with long-term containment staff. When played back, several segments contained a second voice, unaccounted for, not present during the recordings. The voice didn't speak clearly, it whispered, in a pattern that, when analyzed, aligned with the sonar frequency used to probe the pool's depth. A message? Or just mimicry? Unknown. Another disturbing phenomenon: mirror displacement. Personnel reported seeing the red pool in reflective surfaces. Bathroom sinks, monitor screens, even puddles. Not exactly, but the color. That red. Unnatural. Wet without being water. One agent resigned after reporting that the inside of her eyelids glowed red whenever she blinked. MRI scans showed no abnormality, only elevated activity in the visual cortex. Whenever someone said the word surface, the Foundation suspects the pool exerts an ambient mimetic field, a passive influence that wears down emotional defenses over time. It doesn't control you, it just makes you curious. And curiosity, in this case, is fatal, because the longer you look at the pool, the more it starts to look like it's looking back. No natural formation explains SCP-354. Its geography doesn't match glacial activity, mineral formation, or tectonic fault lines. It exists in a zone that should be empty, and yet it pulses like something alive. Multiple theories have emerged, none complete, but each unsettling. The first, a breach in dimensional continuity. 354 may be a fixed point where multiple realities intersect. Not a portal, but a leak. A place where thought and matter blur, where intention becomes form. That would explain why no two entities are alike. Each may be a product of the last observer's subconscious, or a reflection of something deeper than human thought. The second theory, it's ancient. Some believe SCP-354 predates humanity, possibly predates the planet itself. A remnant of something older, sealed beneath the surface, until erosion or chance uncovered it again. There are legends, myths of crimson lakes, cursed waters, red altars, stories dismissed as folklore. Until now, because every culture that described a red lake ended those stories the same way: don't look into it too long, or it will look into you. The third theory is more disturbing. The red pool is not passive. It's a message, not from a civilization, not from a being, but from something else. A conceptual intelligence. 354 may be a way of showing us possibilities, creatures, forms, thoughts that don't belong here, yet still arrive. And the deeper meaning? We aren't discovering SCP-354, we're responding to it. Each containment structure, each drone, each bullet we fire at the things that crawl out might be exactly what it wants. A conversation we don't realize we're having, a test we're already failing. Because if this pool connects worlds, then maybe what we're seeing is only the first drop. SCP-354 has not been closed, not drained, not neutralized, because we can't. Every attempt to seal it has failed. Steel plates rust and rupture, concrete fractures. Even radiation shielding degrades faster near the pool. It doesn't resist containment, it just ignores it. Site-354 has been reduced to skeletal crew, remote surveillance only. Automated drones patrol the perimeter, because no one wants to be there when it opens again. And it always does. Each emergence is different, each one unfamiliar. But the lesson is always the same. We don't understand what's on the other side. We don't know if it's a place, or a mind, or something that never needed a name, but it's reaching through. And we keep watching, because we don't know how not to. Not everything that arrives through SCP-354 is hostile, but nothing comes through without purpose. Even the quiet ones, even the ones that collapse upon arrival, they still carry something with them, a shape, a gesture, a question, like the last one. A creature that stood upright, looked at the sky, and said in a language no one recognized, "It's only beginning," then dissolved into steam. SCP-354 doesn't roar. It waits, and every ripple on its surface could be another world, about to bleed into ours. Thank you for reviewing another anomaly in the Containment Zone, and if you ever see a pool of red water, calm, motionless, perfect, turn away, because it's not a reflection, it's a signal, and it might already be listening.